Yeah, hi, what is going on, Emmett's Army? Today's video is a very special video that I actually made quite a while ago for just 10 people to view. Those 10 people are on the Oregon State House of Representatives Health Committee because we created a bill to have Krabbe added to the newborn screening program. This video is what we called a video testimony that we submitted to the House Health Committee to view so they could see what it's like for Emmett to live with Krabbe and to learn more about the condition. This was actually our second go-around since we started this in 2019 and repeated the same process in 2021. We also have a bill in the state of Montana, and we're looking forward to bringing this bill to many other states. If you'd like to support us, check out the link below, and I hope you enjoy the video. This video serves to help answer the question, should Oregon add Krabbe to the newborn screening program? But first, what is Krabbe?
Hi, we are the Monacos. We live in Beaverton, Oregon. This is Emmett. He is 5 years old, but at 2 years old he was diagnosed with Krabbe. He is untreated because Oregon does not screen for Krabbe, and we would like to share his story with you.
Emmett was born healthy. At 18 months old, he lost the ability to walk. 100 plus doctor visits later, he received a diagnosis called Krabbe, a fatal condition in which the nervous system disappears. During the diagnostic odyssey, Emmett lost the ability to talk, eat, crawl, and sit up on his own. He was in uncontrolled pain. He then lost his eyesight, some of his hearing, and now has half a dozen seizures a day. Emmett is now a proud big brother and spends the majority of his day laying in the same spot on the couch.
Since Emmett's body is shutting down, he requires extra help throughout the day, and one of the ways that we help him is with medications. He has multiple routine medications that he gets every day, and he has some that are given as needed. These are just the medications that go through his G-tube. He has other medications that are administered as like an inhaler or eye drops. So there are other routes that he gets meds as well.
This is where his food is made. He is fed a plant-based formula with breast milk to help digestion, mixed with water. Then even more supplements. Miralax for constipation, lion's mane for brain health, vitamin C for immunity, SBI powder for gut health, complete amino acid for protein, vitamin D for bone health, DHA and MCT oil for brain health. Mix it all together, add it to the formula, heat and stir, pour into the feeding bag, connect the tube, and hit run. This is repeated twice a day and runs for 20 hours.
This is his nebulizer. The medication helps to loosen anything that's gathered in his lungs. This is the shaky vest. It breaks up anything that is in his lungs. This is the cough assist, and that helps to pull out anything that is left in his lungs. This is his pulse oximeter. It tells us what his oxygen levels are, what his heart rate is.
In addition to the nebulizer, shaky vest, cough assist, and pulse oximeter, Emmett also uses a stander to allow weight on his hips as his legs are slowly becoming dislocated, a suction machine to clear his secretions, a variety of splints and braces, supplemental oxygen via a concentrator or tank, and a feeding pump. We will now address the 5 most common misconceptions a state lab will bring to the table in opposition. It's too expensive to screen for Krabbe. It's too rare at 1 in 100,000. It's not on the federal recommended list. Parents are just being emotional. The treatment option is ineffective. It's too expensive. The Oregon lab already has a machine to screen for Krabbe, which negates the main financial burden.
This is not the first time we've attempted to add Krabbe to the newborn screening here in Oregon. In 2019, this committee heard expert testimony from Dr. Michael Gelb, who created the technology to screen for Krabbe. He stated that it would only take an additional 10 to 30 cents per test. Since Emmett was not screened and is untreated, he costs the state of Oregon $500,000 a year in medical bills.
Screening for Krabbe may result in healthcare savings or a net positive to the state budget. It's too rare. Out of the 58 conditions Oregon currently screens for, over half are the same rarity as Krabbe or more rare.
Oregon screens for 13 conditions that are 1 in a million. At 50,000 births a year, it takes 20 years to diagnose an Oregonian for a 1 in a million condition versus one new Krabbe diagnosis every 2 years. At the top of the list is DE Red, where only 2 cases have been reported worldwide since 1990. That's a rate of 1 in 50 million.
Krabbe is so common that just a short drive down the road from Emmett is a baby girl named Lucy who was just diagnosed with Krabbe.
We're the Johnsons, and we live in Beaverton. And our daughter Lucy is our only child. She's 6 months old and was diagnosed with Krabbe on January 7th. During this time, we should be experiencing joyous firsts with Lucy. First coos, first giggle, first words even. But instead, we're experiencing scary firsts. First MRI, first pain medication, first surgery. I've seen my daughter smile once. I have no pictures to remember this, as I didn't think it would be the last time. We'll never hear Lucy laugh. Lucy will never call us Mama or Dada. We will never get to see Lucy crawl or take her first steps, let alone the other thousands of happy moments you get with your child in their lifetime.
We've been robbed of all of this and more because Oregon doesn't screen for Krabbe. And had this bill been passed in 2019, doctors have told us that Lucy could have received treatment that would improve her quality and quantity of life. So supporting this bill does nothing for us. It's too late for Lucy. We will be blessed if she makes it to her 2nd birthday. But it doesn't have to be too late for the next child whose parents have never heard of this disease. No parent should ever have to experience this when something can be done. No parent should have to hear that their child is dying. That's why we support expanded newborn screening.
It's not on the Rusp. The federal government maintains a list of recommended conditions to screen for known as the Rusp. Those in opposition will reference that Krabbe is not listed on the Rusp. Oregon, like most states, does not follow the Rusp and in addition screens for conditions not listed on the Rusp anyway. Regardless, science moves faster than bureaucracy. Parents are just emotional. Parents of children with a terminal diagnosis may potentially be emotional. Emmett has 17 doctors, including a neurologist, pulmonologist, physiatrist, gastroenterologist, geneticist, orthopedist, orthotist, Krabbe specialist, dietitian, optometrist, audiologist, speech pathologist, occupational and physical therapist. Each of these doctors, by their own admission, have stated that parents become the expert in their child's condition.
I have a bachelor's of science in nursing and worked as a maternity nurse for over 5 years in the Portland metro area. I performed the newborn blood spot screening hundreds of times. I've spent over 1,000 nights staring at the ceiling wanting to ensure that no other child and family has to suffer like ours has these last 3 years. In that time, I have resolved that it is my professional and ethical duty to pursue adding Krabbe to the newborn screening, not just here in Oregon, but across the nation.
The treatment is ineffective.
If a state lab were to tell me that the treatment is ineffective, I would say they are quoting old data. Once a year, we fly out to New York to participate in a leukodystrophy symposium where all the experts and leading scientists report the most current research to families affected by these diseases. I've met multiple individuals who have been treated, and all of them are living a higher quality of life. Some of them have even been in my home. The treatment is so effective that the FDA is fast-tracking clinical trials for gene therapy, which would be a cure. That option is only available to those who have been treated. The only way to be treated is to be screened at birth.
It's also worth noting that the lab screens for conditions where there is no treatment available. Let's meet a young man in Oregon with Krabbe who was treated.
My name is Michael Wilson. I am 10 years post-transplant, and my favorite hobby is video games.
Do people even believe you have Krabbe?
Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Most likely, no. Marshall is my older brother. He was a very, very sick child. He couldn't walk, he couldn't talk, he couldn't move. He just had to stay in his wheelchair.
Hi, my name is David. I'm the father of Michael and Marshall, two of my kids that have Krabbe disease. At 4 months old, Michael went into Dornbecker's Hospital, got a cord blood transplant. Michael has 0 signs of Krabbe disease in his body. In 2013, tried to pass a bill, state of Oregon, to test for Krabbe disease. We also attempted it in 2015. Now we're here, helping out the Emmett's family. If you want to save kids and have kids grow up and enjoy their life and do whatever those kids do, then you have to pass the bill. It's either yes or no. You're either going to save the child, or you're going to let the child die. That's really what it is.
I'm going to break character and stop playing the part as the narrator and play the part of who I really am. I'm Emmett's dad, which has been the single greatest honor and privilege of my life. We set off to answer the question, should Oregon add Krabbe to the newborn screening program? And I think the answer is clear. But in case we've lost sight of what's truly important, maybe the question we should be asking is, are all children valuable?